It's one of those days where you think you press go live and you don't, and then you look at the camera and say, "Welcome," because it's late at night and you don't want to wake up the kid in the back to Puro Pinche Sports. I am your host, Jose Garza. Alongside me tonight is my boy Arturo Ibarra. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? I don't think we've done a podcast this late.
It's definitely past your bedtime. I know that for sure. I don't have a bedtime because I stay up to like 1 or 2 in the morning freaking gaming. But it's the first time we go live now, and that's actually your idea. So you know what? I was like, let's do it because at some point, this was probably not going to happen this week at all. Honestly, it was not going to happen. We were exhausted both from work yesterday. Now, I was just going to do it because of my commitment to the pod. But when you were like,
I'm
I'm
gonna go
having
eat dinner,
dinner.
man.
I'm dead. And yeah, when you said that, I was like, that's a good idea, bro. I'm just gonna go chill on the couch and just have a good time with hanging out with my wife and my kid. And
I don't blame you for that.
I had no energy. And this is like coming after like a fantastic game between the Spurs and the Lakers. I went there with the
Oh,
anniversary.
damn, dude, I forgot you went to the Lakers yesterday. That
No,
was a good
Tuesday,
overtime,
Tuesday,
though. That
Tuesday.
was a good overtime.
It was fantastic. It sucks we lost, of course, but you
But it was a
know,
good loss.
it
Y'all
was.
took it to overtime, though. That's the thing. It
That's,
was a good
and that's
loss.
the thing. Now they've lost 4 straight, right? Like today, even against the Mavs, but like they're hustling, they're grinding. The young core is fighting out there, and that's all I could ask for. They're still learning to develop who's the guy. Ooh, I even got myself a nice little DJ, the Johnson Murray jersey, authentic, all stitched up. Mm. Got that 5 patch right there, because they're champions 5 times. So you can tell I bought it because the price tag's on there, or maybe I didn't buy it. Nah, I bought it. I got the receipt. Anyways, go Spurs, go. Anyways, Art, how's your week been, brother?
It's been great, man. Just same thing. Working, playing basketball on Tuesdays on a pickup league. Doing home renovation. Keeping up with work and keeping up with podcasts, keeping up with football. That's the main thing.
How's the league?
Oh,
I actually haven't asked you
and
about
my
that.
wife just yelled from the bottom saying, and keeping up with my wife and my new baby coming up in February. So, it's, I mean, you know what I'm going through.
Oh yes, yes. I hear you got some gifts from that wonderful family, Los Garza. I
Who's
feel I
that?
could. I don't know. There's a name like right here, saying that
Oh, it says
exact
Jose
name.
Garza, no Los Garza.
Oh
So,
well, I mean the family, is taking care of family. That's I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
no, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for the gifts. And I'm not looking forward to be sucking some boogers out of that baby, though. But, you
I
know,
wasn't either, bro. I wasn't either. Anyways, no, there's no people don't care about our baby talks about what we're gonna do, the diaper change. They gotta deal with that with their own shit they gotta worry about. Art, the reason we got on is because we just saw some fantastic Thursday night football. I kind of missed partially of the first half because I was at work, but watch coming home the second half is just fantastic the rest of the way. The early interception that leads into a touchdown. Randall Cobb going in there not once but twice tonight. Um, let's just talk about it real quick. The game it came in with injuries, like literally, like you're talking about J.J. Watt, Devontae Adams, Marquez Valdez Scantling, Alan Lazard. You're talking about, and then you got like Chandler Jones just coming back from injury, and then you see the injuries in the game. Like, what were your thoughts about the whole situation?
man, it was freaking crazy, though, because I know at the beginning of the day, you texted me about a trade that was going on in our podcast league. And two of those players are hurt. And not that they're not injury prone, they're just hurt right now. And I did tell you, man, it's not, yet again, I'm not saying it's funny.
Potential,
Yeah,
potentially
potential.
great.
It was a great trade. I told you, hey, if you're need that, go for it. I'm not saying I'm looking forward to players get hurt. We never want to do that. That's fantasy is about like enjoying football and keeping up with it.
Strategy.
But I did tell you what would happen if in the game that one player gets hurt and you accept the trade, or vice versa. He goes off and you didn't accept the trade. So that was one of the injuries, man. Like right at the beginning of the game, he got a hammy. He re-injured his hammy. He was out, and then Carolina couldn't do anything against the Packers. The Packers were just running ball. So it
Yep.
was a great game from the beginning. Even, man, I was praying for a overtime. That's what I was praying. I was praying for an overtime because of how good the game was.
Look, overtime could have happened, bro. I think the one that stumped both of us, especially like you're mentioning fantasy, just the fact that like Aaron Jones wasn't allowed in the end zone, and then Aaron Rodgers goes for the pass in the fourth down, and he gets swatted away. I craziness, man. It's fantastic. The emotion's real, and look, part of the reason, like I was mentioning, like I wasn't feeling the Cardinals being the number one, even though they were 7-0. They deserve the praise of what they've done. They don't suck. No, I don't think anyone's saying they suck. I had them going into the playoffs, but one of the reasons I didn't have them going all the way, like being like just because they're undefeated, is because they hadn't faced, like, to me, a real outside challenge. Like if you play hard against divisional rivals that some teams think are better, like I could argue I think the Rams are better, even though they lost to the Cardinals. But the divisional rivals, they know each other better. Like, just because the Dolphins beat the Patriots sometimes, that doesn't mean they are the better team. It just means that they know each other so well, and at that moment they got them.
Right.
And so I personally didn't have the Cardinals going, are they like a top 4 team for me? They're up there. There's 5 teams that are really standing tall in the NFC. They're one of them. And, like, it is what it is. But I think this was a fantastic game, and it showed a lot. Now, I hope Kyler Murray's okay. He was limping off the field at the end of the game. Disappointed with the whole, I don't know what the fuck AJ Green was doing.
But, that same similar play happened at the beginning of the game with Rodgers targeting Tonyan. Like he sent that ball in, and Tonyan could have grabbed that and go into the end zone, and he just didn't turn around. So I don't know if it's just the players thinking like, yeah, they're not gonna go for me, like I'm covered, and it looked like AJ Green was looking for a flag, but he was being physical on it too.
I don't even think he understood the play. I think he thought it was probably going the opposite way, and he was just trying to keep his man covered because he turns to the right. He doesn't turn to the left of the ball. Yeah. He turns to the right, like he didn't even expect the ball coming his way. So the fact that the young quarterback that was just coming off the streets, like literally, and is able to pick off the game-winning, interception. I mean, it's just insanity. There's a lot of miscommunication, and you don't expect that, especially from a 7-0 team. They had every right to win that game at that point because they had done this. The defense did their job. They stopped Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Randall Cobb. They stopped them at the 1. Then they get out of there and they go all the way down, and then they lose. It's just insanity. We hadn't, because we're doing it barely right now, we hadn't even talked about who we thought was going to win this game. Who did you originally have winning? Because I'll say right now, I had the Packers.
I had the Packers too. Just from the beginning, I was like, I think the Packers are going to take the Cardinals. They're going to be the upset. I mean,
and for anyone who probably thinks that we're like bullshitting because the game's over and Packers won, we both said Broncos last week while the girls getting their ass whooped at the same time we were live. So just like we're telling you the truth. If we're saying who we pick right now, it's true. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I had them going in even with the
injuries.
With the injuries, and I texted. I was like, man, those injuries are bad. I was like, but I think Jones is gonna have a game. I think Cobb is gonna have a game. They're just gonna have to run the ball, and
I just think Aaron Rodgers wants it more too. I think that's also the case. Like
he has something to prove.
The Cardinals were feeling comfortable, and losing JJ Watt is a big deal. Like he's your best defender on the run. Like he was been stopping guys, making sure the guys don't go through. Just look at these Cardinals when they're healthy with JJ, they're healthy with Chandler Jones. Fucking Derrick Henry couldn't get anywhere. Like remember that. That's week 1 that nobody saw coming, and they stuffed them.
Yeah.
Art, any final thoughts on this game before we move on?
Yeah, man. There was it's funny that you said that they felt confident, because right before the game there was an interview to Kyle Murray, and they asked last year you were at this same spot where you were 5-2, and then it just went down the road on that. And what do you think went wrong with it? And he said, we were overconfident, we didn't think this, and yes, right now we're a 7-0 team, blah blah blah, but I don't think we're confident. We're not overconfident. And I think that played out a big thing. They have the weapons and everything, but it seemed that every time that they needed to make a play, he looks for Hopkins. And since Hopkins wasn't in the game, that first half, they were taken out of the board. And the Packers did what I've been telling you a lot of teams you do against the Chiefs. Just hold the ball. Don't let Kyler Murray do anything. Just hold the ball. Just run the ball, beat down the clock. And I think that was the strategy for the Packers, and that's what got them the win.
It was a fantastic game. It went back and forth. Fucking Packers Nation travels everywhere. God, that's how. And mind you, Cardinals fans, if you feel bad now, I mean, I felt terrible with the freaking Lakers and Spurs games. There's a lot of Lakers fans there. California, you need to move back. Governor Newsom misses the fuck out of you. Get the hell out of my damn state. Holy shit. Sorry, that was a fun game, but I was still mad about how many fucking fans there were. Lakers fans were there. Anywho, Art. So let's go ahead and let's just start talking about it, man. Week 7, or is it 7? 7, right?
Week 8.
Oh my god.
It's week 8, man.
No, but we're going back to week 7. We're gonna review real quick. Review
All right, okay.
real
Let's
quick.
go
Just
for it.
real
Let's
quick.
go
Just
for it.
quick.
Just real
Like
quick.
I said, just 30 seconds each
Go
one.
for it.
So talking about the Packers right now. Packers in Washington. Give me your thoughts on them.
It was an all right game. I mean, I kind of knew the Packers were going to do that to Washington, so it was an okay game. The Washington did stop the run, so they had to use the pass.
All right, I'll go next and shoot, Chiefs, Titans. Oh, you called it, man. You said the Titans were gonna freaking go out and win that one, and the fact that it's like the first game since that Patrick Mahomes hasn't thrown a touchdown pass, and not in the regular season, not counting the Super Bowl because we clearly saw that, but just the way that got demolished. And it wasn't like Derrick Henry was the main threat. They used other pieces. Derrick Henry threw a touchdown pass, but insane move there. Art, give me Falcons at Dolphins 30-28.
It was all right game. You know, I mean, yet again we see Kyle Pitts, kind of getting that. Russell Gage got a touchdown. Didn't Calvin really get a touchdown too?
Yes, he did.
So it was a good game. I mean, I think Tua is playing great. I think he's playing better than he did at the beginning of the season, and I can't wait for him to get Parker and Fuller into that offense. See what he can do with that.
All right. Patriots at Jets 54-13. Zach Wilson, you need this break right now, bro. You shouldn't be playing. Holy, what is going on? You let 54 points come off from your rival. It's bad enough that they hurt you the last time they played, but now they put 54 points on your ass. Yeah, man. I mean, the Patriots finally get their first win at home. It doesn't say much because there's only their third win, and 2 of them against the Jets. But good win nonetheless. Art,
didn't every running back from the Patriots score a touchdown though?
I mean, might as well have everybody. I mean, shit.
It was crazy though.
Steve Belichick fucking ran in a touchdown at this point. Fucking everyone ran a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. All of y'all get a touchdown. Fuck. They weren't stopping them.
Nope.
They weren't stopping them. What do you want to do? Art, give me Panthers at Giants. Giants 25-3.
It's Halloween season, man. He's seeing ghosts again. Sam Darnold is seeing ghosts again. And there's a lot of talk about him, about Robbie Anderson just playing bad football. I believe it's both. I believe it's Robbie and Darnold, but I think Darnold has a lot to do with that. It's Darnold again. I don't know, man. It's bad. They looked great at the beginning of the season. We didn't think they were going to be contenders, and then out of nowhere, that's it.
That's it is right. I mean, shoot. And if you're wondering why I did the 3-2-1 on Art, it's because we're trying to trim it down. We're trying to trim this down for y'all because we know we go long in these conversations and we just gotta trim it down for y'all. All right, 30 seconds on the clock. Bengals at Ravens. I predicted this one right. I said Bengals are gonna come in and they were gonna surprise a lot of people because everyone's like all high on the Ravens. That the Ravens have been unstoppable since their first loss of the season against the Raiders. But the Bengals have been looking good. The Bengals have been looking fantastic. Oddly enough, it's not what you expect. But the Bengals have shown up, and they're a real AFC playoff contender. Joe Burrow is a better pocket passer than Lamar. Lamar's a runner. We know it. But, damn, I mean, that's got to hurt. That hurt my brother-in-law because he's a Lamar and Ravens fan. He loves them. All right, give me Eagles at Raiders. Raiders 33-22.
The Eagles are just a trash team. No. They're a trash team. At the end of it, that's when they go for it. It's trash minutes. when they start playing good, and that sucks. Like Miles Sanders got hurt, and then you have Kenny Gill. Like you're not using your weapons, and it doesn't seem that Hayden Hurst is going to be the future of that. So either they need a new coach or they need to redo all their offense, but they're not looking pretty at all.
All right. I gotta scroll down a little bit here. Ooh. 28 Lions at Rams, 28-19 Rams. Yeah, this was more competitive than I really thought it was gonna be. And I don't know if maybe the emotion just got high, Matthew Stafford facing his friends, his old squad that he had been there his entire career with. Jared Goff coming to the place where he was drafted by and then goes to the Super Bowl with and then ultimately loses and just not the same sense. Great matchup though. I mean, honestly, all in all, like Lions always put up a fight. That's what they are. They're the gritty team, the gritty winless team, unfortunately. Art, give me Texans at Cardinals 31-5.
Which is a blowout. There's no need to talk about this game.
You know what? Since you have enough spare time, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the next game too.
Bears. Another blowout. There's no need to talk about this game either.
Just talk about it.
It's disappointing because last year they did beat the Bucs. They were able to stop that. Khalil Mack is hurt, so he's out. He's in IR for 3 weeks. But dude, the Bears, there was one comment that I still can't believe that's what happened. Allen Robinson said that there was no interaction, there was no play calling, there was nothing that he did with rookie quarterback Fields. So to me, it's like, did Nagy really think that Darnold was going to be his?
I'm gonna use your minute right now. By the way, you can use
it was stupid, dude. Like it was completely dumb. Nagy needs to leave that. Like he's done. Like there's no more point of me wasting my minute talking about Nagy. Everyone knows Nagy needs to be out.
What is your thoughts? And I'm going to use your minute right now to ask you this. What is your thought on the fact that there's only like 4 or 5 running play options for your boy Fields?
Dude, it's sad though, because like we know Dalton is not. I said Darnold earlier, but I meant Dalton. He's not a quarterback he's not a mobile quarterback. And Fields is. You're not using Fields to his ability. You're running the ball great. There's no question that you're running the ball now. But you're not using your passers. You're not using your tight ends. And yet again, your freaking O-line sucks. So that's what they need to rebuild. Nagy needs to leave. And hopefully they do better next year, man.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and use my minute too. We're going to have 1 minute intervals where we can just rant on this. And I'm going to use this one to rant on the Bears too. Overall, I mean, just the fact that you've seen like coaches, you've seen guys that adapted to their quarterbacks to make them play better, to make them feel more comfortable. I mean, do you think Bill Belichick felt comfortable and Josh McDaniels felt comfortable with Cam last year? No, but they did what was best for him, and they got as many wins as they did. Close enough to get 500 wins. Look at freaking John Harbaugh with Lamar Jackson. Not a freaking difficult decision at all. Start going around your players. And the fact is that we have coaches that are so stuck in their way that it's just, let's stick with our game plan that got us to become coaches and not, be going for the guys that are coming into their first years, use their ways, and then we migrate each other and then grow together. And it's just, bro, like Justin Fields is looking bad, but because nobody is guiding him. There's no leadership. All right. That's
look at and this is just something, but look at Trubisky, man, with the Bills. He looks great.
Backup quarterback.
He looks great with the Bills. And by the trade deadline, dude, they're not going to trade Allen Robinson. He's not going to sign with the Bears again. No, Nick Foles, he's not going to be there. He's going to be gone. So the fact that they're not using some of those trade chips and say, let's get something better so we can help
Nick
ourselves
Foles is
next
going
year.
back to Philadelphia.
So I don't know, man. It's just a sad, like it's disappointing. So I hope they do something before it gets worse. Actually, I would like to see it get worse. Maybe then there will be a whole change in that administration.
Oh, plus you'll get an early draft lottery pick, and that'll be good for some good old lineman or defensive lineman, whatever you'd be looking for. All right, I got Colts.
Another quarterback.
Right. Oh, God. There's not a good quarterback coming out this year. I got Colts at Niners 30-18.
I
You
call that
know,
one.
this is a weird game. It wasn't a sexy game. It wasn't that excited, but it was gritty. The rain, the weather, the fact that that storm came in and just disrupted everything, the game plan. And I'm actually impressed by the Colts. Like they're grinding, they're coming back, they're finding their way, and Carson Wentz is getting some faith back, some encouragement, and some you know I'm I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it'll sustain, but it looks good. And I worry a lot about the 49ers because at this point, you're talking about a Super Bowl contending team falling to shits. Art, give me Saints at Seahawks 13-10 Saints.
That was another game, dude. Like we have poker night that day. I think the most interesting thing about that freaking game was the fact that you won our fantasy
Matchup.
league on that matchup by
I
2
need to
points.
post that, by the way.
Like it was crazy. The fact like it was back and forth on it. And
I
you were like,
I didn't deserve that win. I didn't.
no. But the fact that that was the most interesting thing that we're dealing with and poker instead of the game, like it was bad. Like it was not a good game to watch.
There was no creativity. Geno Smith can only do so much. That first drive was the most impressive thing of the game. Where DK Metcalf goes in and scores big touchdown. That's it. After that, it's just like,
Yeah.
huh? Like literally, like there just wasn't much. And I was talking about fantasy perspectives. That's me and my boy Kevin going at it. I was only up by 17 points going into 18
Yeah, about.
points. Yeah, 17, 18 points into, so he had Jameis Winston. I'm like, well, this Seahawks defense can't stop shit. That's an easy 20. That's an easy 20. And I'm pretty sure Kevin felt like that too. And then it just went sideways and stuck it up right up his ass. But no, like I told Kevin, I mean, we're just bad luck for us this year. And thankfully that one luck went on my side. All right, Art. That's week 7. We're on to week 8. Fine. All right. So now we're gonna go back. We're gonna predict. Now we each said Packers were gonna win. People might not believe us. That's fine. Forget you. Just kidding. Subscribe. Anyways, Art, give me Panthers at Falcons.
I wanna say, damn, this is a hard one.
It's rough, right? Because they both suck a little bit. Just tad.
I think the Falcons take this one. I think Carolina doesn't bounce back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Sam Darnold. Those ghosts are really affecting them right now. Looked great the first 3 weeks of the season, won that 3-0 run. And, for what is it? Was it the third game where he lost Christian McCaffrey? Ever since he lost Christian McCaffrey, he just has not been the same. He looked good against Dallas. I mean, I would argue that he looked great in defeat, and it just ever since defeat just been worse and worse and worse. And so he needs some uplifting. I know Matt Rule says he's going to keep him as starting quarterback, and he should. I mean, there's not really. I mean, PJ right there. I mean, he's a good quarterback too, but he's not there at that level yet, and he could be. I'm not saying he can't be, but he could be. So I think we're both saying Falcons, right? So,
yep.
All right. Give me Dolphins at Bills.
Bills.
These are serious questions, sir. Do not.
It's going to be the Bills. I do think it's going to be an interesting game, though.
Rainy New York, by the way.
It's going to be the Bills, but I think it's going to be an interesting game, though. I think the Dolphins are going to keep up. I hope it's an interesting game, but
I don't think they'll keep up. I think that defense is fantastic in the Buffalo. I think it's Tre'Davious White and all those guys are just fucking doing their thing, and they're coming off a bye and after a loss, so they're mad. They're mad, and Miami's not in sync right now. Like they don't even know who the fuck is going to be their quarterback the following week because trade deadline is November 2nd. So I got the Bills on that one. One win, the 1-win team Dolphins, and unfortunately it's against my team. Art, give me Niners at Bears.
I think the Bears take this one, but it's hard to say, man. Like this is another one that I'm like, man, it's two teams that should be doing better, but they're just not. I think the Bears. You know what? I'm gonna go the 49ers. I think 49ers take this one.
Is this reverse psychology?
No, I
Or
think
is
the
that
49ers
hoping?
take it.
No,
No,
I mean, I
I
think
think the
I
49ers
think
take it.
The Niners are a better team right now. They're not winning, but they're better in sync. Whether it's Garoppolo or Lance at the helm, I think they're in better sync right now than Fields with Nagy
Yeah.
leading the way for him. So, yeah, I got the Niners as well. And there's not really much debates right now. Maybe this one be the first debate. Steelers at Browns.
So
Baker's supposed to come back.
Baker's out. Nah, I don't think he will. I don't think they're gonna play him.
Well, the coach better
I think
stop him
the
because he
Browns
wants to.
take this one. I think they bounce back. Chubb's supposed to come back. If Baker comes back, that's good for them.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the Browns bounce back on this one.
I'm gonna actually go with the Steelers. And it has more to do with Chubb is coming back. I mean, that calf injury kept him out like 2 weeks. And I hope he's feeling better. Clearly, because I really like Nick Chubb. Anyone who's heard me talk in fantasy or just in general, I'm a big fan of Nick Chubb. But I think the Steelers have this one. And it's gonna be a gritty game. Like they're gonna win by a point. I'm not even like saying like it's gonna be like, a sideways. I think it's just like a field goal kick win maybe, and they win by a point or two, and then that's it. It's gonna be a gritty game. It's a division rival game. Steelers are coming off also 2 straight losses to the Browns last year. If you recall, the last week of the season plus the first round of the playoffs, that's what retired Pouncey essentially. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers defeating the Browns on this one. So, all right, give me Eagles at Lions.
The Lions take this one. I think this is their first win. It's sad to say, but the Lions are the winless. They're the best team. They look the better. They
Better
look
in this one.
best. Yeah, well, overall, the Lions don't look bad. They just played against really good teams that beat them in the offense.
I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. Primarily because I'm not a fan that Jalen Hurts is the leading rushing for the Eagles. Like that's not good because I'm pretty sure that means his passing is just horrendous.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's just, and then they're not getting like he and Devontae Smith haven't fully clicked yet. I mean, Devontae Smith has some good games, but he just lacks some separation at times that he needs to like improve from. And I think by sophomore year he'll be better. But I'm actually going to go with the Lions as well. All right, Art, give me Titans at Colts. Titans on a big run, but so are the Colts right now.
I think it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. I think so too.
But I do think the Titans take it. They're in a roll right now after beating the Chiefs and then beating the Bills. So I think the Titans take it, but it's going to be a close game though.
Oh, it's rough. It's because I'm going to go agree. And it's just because there's just, I mean, what are you going to stop Derrick Henry? This guy knows you well too. And I mean, y'all know him, but I know him up and close and personal. I think that it's like a series that's going to go 1-1, like between the two teams. And I think this is a game where the Titans will come because they're still hungrier and the Colts will bounce back later on. But yeah, I agree. Titans. We're not disagreeing much right now, except for the one game. Gosh, I don't like it. Bengals at Jets.
Do you want me to go with the Jets?
Do
No.
it. Bet. You won't.
Nah, the Bengals, man.
Yeah, Bengals. All right, moving on. Rams at Texans.
Rams
agree. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. Patriots at Chargers. Okay, now let me ask, why so confident? Like, be honest, like, because I got a nice retort. I think I have a nice retort. I don't know.
They're just coming off their bye after losing really, really bad to the Ravens. So I think they want to bounce back from that loss and they're rested. So I think they beat the Patriots.
All right. Well, that might be true. And they probably do deserve to be the favorites. I would like to let the whole world know that last year when the Patriots went to LA to visit them, they spanked that Justin Herbert ass 45-0. So I want to be clear that there is a chance. There is an absolute chance the Patriots can go into LA, defeat Justin Herbert and them Chargers, and there is a chance they're going to come out on top. And you know what? I'm exactly going to do that. I'm going to bet on the Patriots. Because
like I bet on the Bears last last week with the
See, but
Bucks, how they stopped him.
But see, you have no faith now in the Bears at this point that you're just like, mind you, me, you, and Marco, and with Alex, all of us, our teams are the same record right now. I think after 7 weeks, none of us thought that about.
That's even sadder though. The Chiefs are in the same record platform as the Patriots right now,
and the Bears,
and the Bears. Like,
Bears,
that's sad.
3 and
That
4.
is
They're
really
all
sad.
3 and 4. Like
That's
it's
super sad,
ridiculous. But no, I actually do think the Patriots have. And it's Belichick. It's more Belichick, his mindset. Now, of course, there's some defenders hurt. I don't know if Dante Hightower is going to come back. But the Pats, damn it, man, they're like the Spurs right now. It's true, right? Like the comparison's always been like real. Like whether it's like Belichick and Brady and Pop and Duncan, it's like now it's real. Like now they're both climbing back without their superstars. And look, the Spurs are losing gritty games. The Pats are losing gritty games, right? Like they're literally one-score games, right? Like no denying that. I think they can take the Chargers. I mean, it's not crazy. Well, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm not crazy.
You are just a little bit.
All right, Jaguars at Seahawks.
I think the Jags take this one.
It's weird, right? Like you don't.
Yeah, I don't believe it, but I think the Jags take this one. I think they're gonna. Geno Smith is just gonna be wiped on the floor over and over and over again. Similar,
but it's not like the Jags have a strong defense. I'm gonna go Seahawks on this one, and it's not gonna be pretty. It's probably gonna be another low-scoring game, probably like 15-18. Like that's how low. And like I'm gonna go Seahawks because they're at home, and when you got the 12 behind you, like you get a little more boost. And if you're facing another bad team right now, they need wins. Otherwise, Russell Wilson might as well just out the rest of the year. Let's be honest. Like, there's no point in him playing. Like for what? Art, give me Washington at Broncos. Two of the teams are struggling.
Damn. Washington bounces back.
I agree.
I think Teddy is he's just frustrated, and he's just gonna get more frustrated with this team, and he's just gonna.
I need the Broncos. And plus, Von Miller's out. I think he's gone.
Yeah, Von Miller's out.
So the Broncos need to motivate themselves, because at this point, like they haven't won a game against a winning team. All their wins are gone against the teams that were winless at the time.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with Washington as well. Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry, fucking nuts. One of the America's game of the week. Buccaneers at Saints.
Bucks.
We can move on, I think. Sunday night main event: Cowboys at Vikings. Both coming off a bye. I have the Vikings too, and it's not like Cowboy hate. I don't think neither of us are saying under Cowboy. I've been saying all year, Vikings are gritty, and they're gonna make the playoffs ugly. And this is one of those games that they can go ugly. Now, if Zeke pops off and Tony Pollard pop off, and then the run game takes over, I think that's where that's where they lose. But because last year I remember Cowboys beating the Vikings too. But I think it's gonna be a gritty, close matchup. Like I think both teams will probably score like 30s, low 30s each.
I think it's gonna be a similar game to the Cowboys Patriots game, where it's just gonna be like back and forth, and similar to tonight. Yeah, similar to tonight's game. It's gonna be a back and forth game, and
that comes down to the end.
Yep, exactly. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Who do you think Trayvon Diggs is gonna defend more, Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen?
I think he's gonna go for Thielen, just because Thielen is the touchdown dependent guy. So I think that they're gonna cover him a little bit more. Jefferson's gonna be the long run, and they're just gonna have to have someone. But you know who I think is gonna pop off of this game though, and they're just not thinking about it. Osborne.
Okay.
I think KJ Osborne goes out, and let me pick him up real quick. No, I'm joking. No, but I think KJ Osborne goes off because they're thinking about Thielen. They're thinking about Jefferson, and he's been kind of quiet right now. So I think he blows up on this game.
All right, man. And the final game of the week, while the Raiders and Ravens take their bye week, it's going to be the Giants at Chiefs. Oh, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one.
So,
yeah, look at the camera and just say, Marco. Just say it. Just say it. Just do it for me. Do it for me.
All right, Marco, I'll give you this win this week. I'll give you the
What?
win. I'll
What?
give you the win for the Chiefs this week.
What?
Yeah.
What? Now you cold turkey on me? Like, ugh.
Come on, this is like if they lose against the Giants,
It's over.
that's like that will be.
You know, I hope Patrick Mahomes is okay, because God, he took that knee straight to the dome while he was falling forward. Wow, and then his next snap back. Oh, I know they said he was
a nasty hit. It was a nasty hit.
I know they said he wasn't concussed, but I was concussed for him, bro.
He has to be feeling it.
No. Yeah, I agree though. I agree Chiefs are gonna win, but then next week I think they got the Packers, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where it gets a little, dicey that you're seeing Packers play good right now. So
no, but if the Giants beat the Chiefs, man, like
they're truly out of the playoff contention. Like it's just you can't argue for them anymore. It's like you would need a Hail Mary of teams to lose, like the Bengals and the Raiders. And I agree. I agree. Chiefs need to win desperately this one. They're in Arrowhead, so they should win it. But if Daniel Jones makes it tough, I don't know how to feel. I don't know. I don't know how Marco will feel. All right, Art. So that was week 8. That was pretty good. Any thoughts of sports or anything coming up that you're excited for? Basketball.
I'm excited for that January game that we're gonna go see, man. That Bulls and Spurs game.
God damn.
Man, I know I'm all over the place right now, but it's the Bulls and the Spurs. I think that was gonna.
Rose night.
I'm looking excited for that one.
We gotta buy tickets for that, and we'll meet up there together. Me, you, Jesse, and whoever else wants to go with us. Gonna be a fantastic time. Fight fans, UFC 267s this weekend. It's a free card. It's a free pay-per-view card. It hasn't happened in a fucking long time. But it's in the middle of the day. That's why it's in Abu Dhabi. You got the champion, light heavyweight champion, Jan Blachowicz, going on against Glover Teixeira. Someone's got to lose. I got Blachowicz. Bantamweight interim title is on the line. Peter Yan, Mr. Neat and DQ himself versus Corey Sandhagen. I got Jan winning that interim title, and then going off against the undisputed champion, Aljamain Sterling. I know y'all don't believe in Aljamain, but he's the champion because Peter Yan fucked up. So it's going to be a good, fantastic card. And you got Islam Makhachev versus Dan Hooker. It's going to be a fun fight. Art, any other things before we head out?
Nah, man. I know this is Halloween weekend, man. Just be safe out there. There's going to be a lot of kids, man, walking around. And I'm not saying that just because I'm going to be a future father. You're like, nah, like I've been trick-or-treating and, like as a parent, that always comes to your mind. You keep your kids safe. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. This is not a time to drink and drive and go around like the neighborhoods, man.
No time is a good time to drink and drive. Just stay safe, guys. Like you said, like just be responsible. Have a good time, of course. Like no one disputes that, but don't be reckless. That's all we say. All right. So, Art, where can the people find you at? If you ever post anything, I never believe you anymore. Anything. God, you're as bad as Mike. Mike has an Instagram that he's never posted, and he's had that Instagram for like 2 years. But at least you have something. I mean, like, put something up. Like I don't know. Put that
I've been really busy,
man. On Instagram.
No, I've been super busy that I haven't posted. I started posting some of the remodel that I've done around the house, but man, I've been super busy on it. But if y'all want to follow me, y'all can find me at Beach Bum AI. Any questions that you guys have about architecture, remodel, or anything, or construction, just hit me up. I'll give you guys a few pointers on that. And if you guys want to join the league next year, hey, send a DM to the Puro Pinche Sport website.
We might either have to open up a second league, or we're about to have one of our hosts, quit because he's already 0-7, and I don't know if he's a master of fantasy football, master, great manager. Sure, picked up Saquon first round. Okay, loco. Anyways, you can find me at Joselis_1990 on Instagram, at Jose. The fuck is my Twitter handle? Jose Garza Jr. 10 at Twitter. You follow the podcast at Puro Pinche Sports Podcast on Instagram, at Pinche Sports Pod on Twitter. For Arturo Ibarra, I am Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out.